bonjour. My name is Jennifer Muskie. This is my YouTube channel. Guess what? Today I want to talk about, today I want to try to get you to look at your life in a little bit of a different way. Why? Because I think it's really important. Familiarity breeds contempt, and you, my friend, are really familiar with life. So maybe we can have you look at it in a different way, and it will foster a new life. I've always said, if people are going to kill themselves, if they're going to commit suicide, I really think they should first give themselves a mohawk. I think they should give themselves a mohawk. I'm not kidding. And I'm not kidding. I think if they gave themselves a mohawk, it would be, I know it's so weird, enough of a life jolt that they would see things in a different way. It is the way it is. I had my hair chopped. It was about this long. How long? How long is it? Like this long. And then I had it cut into a pixie-ish, and I had like a little bit of a mohawk. I really liked it. But it was really nerve-wracking being me out in the world, knowing that I wasn't the me that I knew and that everyone else knew. And that's where I formed my, it was such a big jolt that I came up with the idea that if you're going to kill yourself. Now, if you have depression, I don't think a mohawk's going to help, but I do think it would, hey, if you can save one life, right? So this is the model I would like you to consider. If your life was a game, a board game, what are you compelled by? How do you move your pieces? Huh? Okay, so I think a lot of, if I look down, it's because I have notes, okay? I think a lot of people are, okay, so I said if we are a form of biological AI. Did you hear that? That was something came out of my throat that never, it's my AI software. Wouldn't that be weird if I found out that I was like, the people or the aliens in Battlestar Galactica, and they just start waking up and realizing that they're an AI, but it starts with a release of a weird sound in your throat. Okay, so if you're a biological AI, what code would be given you to move around the board? Okay, so we have some base survival, the, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So you need to be fed, and shelter is pretty important. Safety, okay? So you're compelled, you move around the board searching for that. But what beyond that? I think anyone can become a millionaire. At least I really do. But people aren't compelled. Jealous of others? Yes. Compelled enough to become one? No. I think the people who are compelled by money in that way become millionaires or famous or whatever it is they want. So what are you compelled by? Is it dropping a deuce and getting a paycheck for your lean cuisines? Okay, that's fine. That's a huge percentage of the population. It's actually really fine. We need that kind of person, okay? But it'd be interesting, maybe, if you woke up and went, oh, holy hell, I am compelled by taking a shit and sleeping, Okay, so okay. Are you just compelled by reaction? Now, if we are playing a board game of life, I would say the reaction is when you do your dice and you land on the directions that say take a card from the middle. I'm like, oh, shit. And then you take a card from the middle and you live within a mile of a train derailment and all of your everything is poison. You just won the lottery. You just got hit by a car driven by Justin Bieber, and it was clearly his fault. Like, you're paralyzed. There's a tornado. These are cards that anyone could draw and they take no thought. There was no preparation on your part. You just drew it. And those happen, but I think the people who are not doing that well in life tend to think that the people who are winning in life are playing the same strategy game that they are, where they're waiting for a lucky card. Whereas the people, it's all the same game, but there are people who are built differently or create a different build in their mind that make them successful. Okay, so we're all playing the same game, but we have different pieces. Okay, so we're all playing the same game. The pieces might be different. They all have power. Every single one of them has power. Now, I think where people get tripped up is that they don't look the same. They're not the same powers. They're the same amount of powers. So everyone, let's say that before you were born, you got to choose which powers you would have. And a lot of people wanted the looks and charm and born into money. Okay, so those are the powers that they have. Pretty great, right? But the reason we as humans like to hear about people who have survived and thrived beyond living in one of those pieces is because we all intrinsically understand that we are playing the same game, and we like to see the people who are wise enough to tap into the strength that they uniquely have. Okay? So, okay, they have different powers, but your piece definitely has powers. Maybe they're not the obvious ones. Maybe you're not charming and good looking. The ones that are picked over first, okay, those are the looks and da-da-da. But there are other ones that when learned how to use, they're insanely powerful. They're like sleepers. So when you're playing this game, are you waiting to shake and grab a card? Or are you complaining that your piece doesn't look as good as someone else's piece? Or do you have a piece that doesn't look great, but you've tapped into its like crazy freaking ability and you are like killing it on the game. Just pass and go all the time. Collecting money. You have a strategy. Sometimes you fail. Sometimes when you pass go and you collect that money or you land on the thing and then you pull the card, it's bad news. But you don't give a shit. Why not? Because you play the game at a different level. You have a strategy. That is just a hindrance. It's not shaping your game. It's making you maneuver in this moment in a different way to still win at the game. Those people are so amazing. This kind of ties into what I've been thinking about lately with, okay, hold on. Like your friend group, your wife, your husband, who you choose to be around. Because I have noticed my insecurities are like huge. So annoying. I'll tell you a quick story and hopefully I can remember what I'm talking about right now. I worked at a restaurant and I sucked. I sucked so bad and I wanted to work at this restaurant so very much. They tip shared, but they also had the power to like fire. They only had the best there and I really wanted to be a part of the team. And I sucked, so I would give up my tips every night, right? And I was very quiet. And I just wanted to like shake myself. I could not get myself to be myself. And one of the waitresses was showing me how to make an espresso or something. I don't know. We were talking and I said, I can't believe how I am at this job because I'm not acting like myself at all. And she said, well, what do you mean? Like, who are you? And I said, I'm typically outgoing, loud, lead, I tend to lead in things and I am just like, I have a presence. And she said, you? I'm like, exactly. Yes, me. You would never guess it. It's like when you meet someone, like if I tell you that I'm naturally blonde, you're like, you just, whoever, when you meet someone, you assume that who they are is the honest version of themselves. So I couldn't wait to be myself. Kind of ties into the insecurity lately I have had about talking to you. There's going to be a point. Okay, so there's people that I am. Okay, so I have fear, right? I have fear. Why? Because I've been told so many times that I'm old and what I have to say is like, no one cares. Like, okay, so, okay. So on one hand, I'm like, yeah, okay, I am old. I can't say anything. And I think, well, that's like the same argument as men can't say anything about abortions because they can't get pregnant. But we all know that men can get pregnant, and also there goes that one. It's like saying that white people can't say anything about the black community because we're not black. It's bullshit, right? So, but it still like weighs on me. Then there are people that I get jealous of. It's the same with the game. I'm living the same life with the same potential. But there are people who are moving their piece around. And it's like the people who complain about wealthy people, but they could be wealthy if they wanted to. And they don't even think that they could be wealthy, but they have the power to do that. So I'm like watching these people on YouTube. I'm like, well, what the hell? How come she has 100,000 more subscribers than I do? And then my husband says, make a video. And I'm like, oh no, I don't want to do that. Well, then shut up, right? Well, why don't you want to make one? Because you want to have more subscribers, but you don't want to have to do the work. So ultimately, I don't actually really give a shit. But on the other hand, okay, so there's people that I'm jealous of, but it's silly. It's a ridiculous comparison because it's not something that I really want. With me? Okay, so then there are people, okay, so the people on YouTube, when I watch them, I get jealous of their, what is it? I said subscribers, but that's not it. It's like that they're doing it, and they seem to be fine with the words that are coming out of their mouth. Like they don't have any low self-esteem around it. Like, why do I have low self-esteem around it? Okay, because people say you're old. That's not it. That's what I tell myself, but that's obviously not it. But then there are people who, when I watch them, I am like, I feel wonderful about myself. And I want to just be me. I don't want to emulate anyone. I don't want to copy anyone. I just want to be Jennifer Molesky, whatever the fuck that is. And I think those people are so rare. When you watch them, you you start vibrating at this level and you feel like life is magic and it's a great place to be. I believe those people are simply called authentic. And I think there's so few authentic people I don't know. I guess I don't have a closing. I just think there's very few authentic people. No. So I want to know, do you know what I'm talking about? Have you experienced that? There's some people that you meet, and even if you have like a 1-minute interaction with them, you walk away feeling better about who the fuck you are. Not that you meet someone and they give you an idea of your similarities. You know, like you don't resonate with them because you're similar. Your resonance increases because they exist in their own unique way. So I would say, if I had advice, try to find someone I think the closer contact that you can have with someone who is truly authentic, not cool, not right, not funny, not smart, but like true, the more it will make you a better person. So there's so few people out there. I think you might have to go to YouTube. I think you might have to go to YouTube to find it. I have one person that I found who makes me feel like I'm vibrating higher. And I don't want to tell you who it is because you might not like me because I like that person. Ooh, tricky. You'll never guess. It doesn't matter. But there's only one. Other YouTubers I watch, it provokes jealousy, laughter, entertainment, information, pride. Like I am proud of some people. Like I was really proud of, oh no, I don't want to forget his name because that's so rude. The best dude ever, Kevin Samuels. I really liked him. Like love him or hate him doesn't matter. I was really proud of him. I don't think he was authentic. I'm not saying he was fake, but he didn't make me feel like I was vibrating higher. He made me feel entertained and somewhat educated and proud. I was really proud of what he did. Okay. So do you, my friend, have anyone that you could tell us in the comments who you go to, and maybe you didn't even realize it, but now when you think about it, they make you vibrate freely. They help you become more of who you are. They help you unlock your game pieces, sleeper tools. That's it. That's it. Who do you go to that helps you unlock your sleeper skill set? Also, who do you think you are? Really, who do you think you are in this game of life? Are you rolling and waiting to take a shit and to sleep? How much planning do you have in your life? Does thinking about it in this way help you at all? 25%? Did it help you 1%? I don't need to know the number, but I don't need to know. I'm just curious. Not enough that you should respond. But I am curious about who you watch. If there's anyone that you know, maybe you're married to this person. Maybe it's someone on YouTube. Maybe it's someone on Rumble. That's where my person is. That makes you vibrate hard. Okay, that's it. Fun, right? Oh, so fun. Okay, be well.